would you see a dam?
Avery, today we're going to be reading in our book and we're going to be seeing what dams are.
Because the beavers want all the water to themselves, so they pump all the water on one side, and so they don't want to.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do. No. Okay, you don't need your pencil right now, so go ahead and take a seat.
You want me to move it so I can see?
Yes, so that you can see those. Okay, so everyone open up to page 72, and I'll start with the reading. You have to share books. Either share across or share next. Ladies and gentlemen, either share across or share next to.
Next to. No. I'm in front.
Miss James' class. Look at the book with a partner. You have to share. There aren't enough in the class for everyone to have their own. You should be. Okay, do I? You should be turned to page 72. Okay. Okay, I can keep erasing more letters if I need to. There should be no questions at this point. All you have to do is share a book with somebody. Doesn't matter who. Okay, the two of you. Stop. You can either share across or you can share next to. Whichever way works easier for you. There's no one here? Okay, we have wasted enough time. They'll put that book away. No, we're doing science. Come sit over here. Releasing a river. It is March 26, 1996. A group of scientists stand at the base of the Glen Canyon Dam on the Colorado River. They are looking at the landscape shaped by the river. Earlier in the day, they canoed along the river, observing its banks and the organisms like amber snails and southwestern willow flycatcher that live there. Millions of years ago, the Colorado River flowed across the Colorado Plateau. The land was high and flat then. Over the centuries, the Colorado River and its floods sculpted and shaped the land until a huge deep canyon formed, the Grand Canyon. So if you look at the bottom of our page, you'll see a map. It shows us the area that's enlarged, and it shows us where the Glen Canyon Dam is, and then where the Colorado River is, and the Grand Canyon itself. So at least you kind of have an idea of where they're talking about and the distances. A lake made by humans. The scientists turn around to look at the massive concrete wall that holds back part of the Colorado River. Behind the dam is Lake Powell. It is the human-made lake or reservoir that formed when workers built the dam in 1963. Operators of the dam can control the flow of water that passes through the large pipes in the dam and into the canyon. Reservoir? talking over here. Stop. Okay, Cameron's trying to read so we can all hear. Go ahead.
Can receive water from the reservoir even during the drought.
Keep going. Irrigation.
Irrigation, which brings water to farmland, mineral drainage, channels, provides farmers with water for growing crops.
Very good. Jonathan, you're the last.
People use the reservoir to recreate recreation to swimming, boating, and fishing are only a few of the fun things people enjoy doing at Lake Park.
So before you turn your page, look at the picture on the bottom. This one kind of talks us through how hydroelectricity works. You can see the water flowing. Okay, you need to be sharing a book with her. So you see the water flowing, and those are the big turbines they were talking about, the big fan. And that's going to help spin and use that generator to create power. It's just the flowing movement of water. That's all it is that's creating that electricity. Does anyone have any questions about any of the words or anything on this page that we read? Mary Martha, okay. Alex, yes.
What does hydro
What do you think it is?
I think it's electricity.
Alex is going to answer first. What do you think?
Maybe it's like thing that contains electricity.
Well, let's see. The water stored in the reservoir is used to make electricity. This hydroelectricity can provide power to homes and businesses. So what is hydroelectricity?
Like it's something that powers up things.
It creates electricity. And look at this. What is this? A picture of. It's a picture of hydroelectricity. We just talked about that. That water flow spins those turbines, which gets the generator going to create electricity. Does anyone know what the little word hydro means? Mary Margaret? Hydro means water, and then it's connected to electricity. So what would hydroelectricity be? Electricity from water. Very good. Okay, going on to page 74, please. Who would like to read? Haley, you can read. Read the first two little paragraphs because they're kind of small. Okay, that's pretty significant. When you think of 117 billion gallons of water, everyone knows what a gallon jug of milk looks like, right? So imagine 117 billion of those lined up. And that's how much water is going through. That is a lot of water. I think that's more than any of us can imagine. Yes, would you like to read? Okay, you may read next.
The water erodes huge amounts of soil and oxygen along the river bank. Beaches and sandbars formed by the floodwaters filled back. People on rafting on the beaches would camp on the beaches. This could hide behind the floodwater and warm still water and lay their eggs. All along the river,
Ecosystem?
ecosystem or environment in which plant animals and their environment interact depend on the floodwater.
Very good.
Very much. The scientists and engineers remember that there was no other each spring like a cactus. Across the country, scientists have found the things that Some rivers, like Colorado, no longer reach the sea. No wonder, except during extremely high flood rivers flood and use all the water to the Colorado.
Okay, that last sentence she just read. Just think about that. Except during extremely high flood years, which we don't have that many of, humans collect and use almost all of the water in the entire Colorado River. What do you think people use that water for? Drink. What do you think?
Drinking, baths, shower, washing using the bathroom.
Well, you think about it, there's water in our sewers, right? To flush things, to get things rinsed out. What else do you think? Okay, it's his turn. Right, they would use the water for washing. Sprinklers, yep, or your pool. So we as people use a lot of water. We just have to think about where it comes from. Who else would like to read? Yes, ma'am.
What were the scientists' goals for flooding the river? They wanted to restore the beach along the river. They also hoped the humans made flood would help bring back the natural habitat that plants and animals lost when the river was dead. Scientists carefully planned each step of the flood. They tied twist needles to borders to study how floods move. Seven, they tagged and they gave they even moved snails to hide where before complicated.
And then there was the red water. To measure the speed of the flood, scientists who study water, or hydrologists, had the U.S. Geological Survey dye the water red. They set up stations along the river below the dam. Okay. Each station transmitted data to satellites in the sky. Students, teachers, scientists, and others were asked on the World Wide Web to predict how long it would take the red floodwater to reach each station. Because of computers and satellites, people across the world could follow the flood as it happened. And someone said, why? Well, number one, it's just kind of cool. So you start with up top with this water that's all dyed red, and now you're going to see the speed of how fast it travels, because that water is going to stay red.
So they're trying to flood it?
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They wanted to flood. And so to check the speed of the flood between each certain point, they kept that water red. So let's say, I'm trying to think the best way to do this. So if I start right here and I dye this water red, okay, and it's got to move. Well, this is my river.
What?
That's my river.
Like what?
And what they did is they set up certain points along the way so that all of a sudden we release this flood water, boom, I start my stopwatch. Okay? The first red water hits here. Well, I know that distance, and now I know how long it took, so now I can find the speed. Okay, well, if this was a real river.
It took 3 hours.
So then we go to the next point and the next point. Do you think the water travels at the same speed from here to here as it does from here to here?
No, because there's flatter.
Right, it could be flatter. What else?
It could be more hills.
Right, the different terrain. Sometimes when you see a river, sometimes it's really wide. In some areas, it gets really narrow. Or someone said there was different rocks. Some of it goes uphill, downhill. So that's kind of what they did is they're kind of checking to see how fast that water moves at different areas. And what a perfect way to do it is when you're starting with flood water and boom, now it's red and you can actually see it, so you know which specks of water you're actually watching. So I tried to look for a video on it and I couldn't find it, but I'm gonna check to see because I think it's
Now, actually, just answer the question.